We contacted the Lethbridge separate school division and they gave us a statement from the Alberta Catholic School Division.
Our Taylor Oseen has been on the Blood Reserve today and joins us with the latest. Taylor, what can you tell us about what's been happening?
Jackie, the importance of the antidote kits was highlighted this afternoon as they helped save the lives of 2 people who overdosed in the parking lot of the health center. The development at Castle Mountain provides avid skiers and snowboarders with a few advantages, including the ability to be able to ski in and ski out. They continued their winning streak in Calgary at provincials, and players say they wouldn't have made it this far without working together as a team.
A few weeks ago, we brought you the story of Kevin Shipley, a 16-year-old boy who suffers from a crippling disease called Duchenne's. The Shipley's hometown community of Cardston has been rallying to raise funds for Kevin and his parents to come home to Cardston. CTV's Taylor Oseen is there with an update. Taylor?
Jackie, after a 5-month stay in the Alberta Children's Hospital, Brent and Rochelle Shipley got the go-ahead to bring their son home to Cardston. One of Kevin's last wishes was to be home with his family for his birthday, but having Kevin home has been more of a challenge than the family bargained for.
Nobody seems to have any answers, but yet I'm sure we're not the first ones to go through similar situations like this.
It's been nearly 3 weeks since the Shipleys left the Alberta Children's Hospital, and the transition isn't getting easier. Before they left Calgary, they were told there was a complex care nurse in Lethbridge who would be their main contact. Just after they came home, they found out that nurse was retiring at the end of April. On top of that, the family has been unable to secure a full-time home care nurse so that Brent can go back to work before their EI runs out.
He has to go back to work at some point, but we still have to do the training and stuff, but we don't have anybody in our home.
The Shipleys have also run into problems with their insurance company. Blue Cross requires the family to purchase any medical supplies for Kevin first, then submit receipts. But the Shipleys say they aren't always guaranteed any reimbursements.
It's all about money. I think they sometimes forget that it's a family that they're talking about.
The Shipleys have a long list of equipment they need for Kevin and renovations to make the house more accessible and comfortable for everyone. One of the biggest costs is a $10,000 mattress Kevin requires. Right now, Alberta Home Care is paying the bill to rent the bed, but soon the Shipleys will have to come up with the money to buy their own. They can get up to $3,000 from Muscular Dystrophy Canada, but need a letter from Blue Cross first.
It's overwhelming when you think about, just the cost of renovations to the home and equipment and stuff like that.
The Shipleys say they knew leaving the hospital would be tough, but didn't realize how many obstacles they would have to face.
We didn't realize or know that the feeling of when we got home was going to be like, okay, sorry, you're not here anymore, so good luck is kind of what it feels like.
Even if you have the money, if you can't get the services and supports you need, it's still concerning.
The Shipleys have already had to dip into a large chunk of the $35,000 that was fundraised for them to purchase some much-needed equipment for Kevin. If you are interested in donating, you can still visit the crowdfunding site that's set up online. Jackie?
There was one kid right after it had happened who came up to me and was like, "High five, buddy. I just bought a copy of the local newspaper because you're on the cover."
Keenan Shaw thought the only thing his entrepreneurial skills would score him is a few extra bucks. But now, it's landed him on television networks across North America.
Listen to this. A student at a Canadian high school was suspended for illegally selling Pepsi out of his locker to other students. It's being called the worst crime in Canadian history.
The 17-year-old says the attention he's getting from selling pop out of his locker at Winston Churchill High School is overwhelming.
It got a lot bigger than I thought it would, but I don't know. Mixed feelings. It's not really good and it's not really bad. It's kind of in between.
Shaw says he started selling regular pop because the school only offered diet, and if he wanted a pop, other students probably would too. His suspension was short-lived and came after he was given a warning and asked to stop. Lethbridge's school district says there's a lot of factors to consider when deciding if a suspension is appropriate. Superintendent Cheryl Gilmore says it would be unreasonable to keep a student out of class just for selling pop.
Students have it explained to them why they need to follow certain rules. And then we're hopeful that, like any other public institution, that the people who are in that institution kind of understand that those have to be followed.
Gilmore says the division also has a policy specifically for advertising, distribution, and merchandising within schools.
I'd taken IOUs.
Shaw says he just saw it as a business opportunity and ran with it, and that he thinks the whole situation is very comical.
I thought it was pretty funny. I didn't think it would go beyond like local stuff, and it's getting a lot bigger than I thought it would.
Taylor Oseen, CTV News, Lethbridge.
At the end of the 5-day camp tomorrow, the classes will put on a special performance for their family and friends to show them what they've learned. Taylor Oseen, CTV News, Lethbridge. Make it